Speakers and dear Sarita madam, thank you so much for inviting me to share my very baby steps in applying AI in the food sector particularly. Let me share my whatever concept I have understood about the AI, how it can be used in food science and nutrition. That's why I just thought of having a broader title, that is leveraging generative AI for safer, personalized, sustainable, as well as nutri-dense foods. Because these are the keywords at present, everyone are bothered. So coming to AI, so it's nothing but a computer-based system, or it's a part of the computer system, computer science, which imitates our thinking, which imitates our learning, and also it stores the knowledge whatever we feed to the system, and also it acts according to our commands, and it keeps learning whenever we try to teach that. So there are two categories of AI which are being used at present. One is weak VI, so that is nothing but which mimics the human judgment. For example, Alexa we are using already now. Then also Siri is being used in most of the organizations. So Alexa is one of the commonest thing. I think every household we are using. Even we can use this Alexa to order the food. We are familiar with the Zomato and Swiggy, but similarly, we can even use Alexa, for our requirement. So these two categories examples comes under weak AI. But now the generative AI or advanced AI is happening in the field. So that is a strong AI. So it's nothing but it completely or truly in the fuzzy manner it represents the human mind. That means to say we always think that AI or computers doesn't have emotions. Apart from that, all other activities, whatever we are feeding, it takes it, it assesses the data and it interprets and gives us the results. Only lacking thing here is the emotions. And now the strong AI now are being built. The efforts are going on building the AIs which are having even the emotional touch also. So, how this is linked to food science and nutrition? So, because the demand for food, though we are number one in the production of staples, even in the pulses, even in the dairy, okay, fruits and vegetables, but there are huge gap between the production, processing, value addition, and reaching to the last man. So that's why population is rise in one hand, and the demand for quality food, nutri-dense food is rising another side. So that's how that demand is predicted to rise from 59% to 98% by the year 2050, because land is sinking, cultivable land is sinking, but eating hands or eating mouths are more. That's why AI is being used as one of the essential, tool to address the challenges. So we can make use of expert system. AI can be the expert system here, or we can make use of the fuzzy logic mechanism, because this gives or this is being built on the true data, and also ANN systems as well as a machine learning. And also we have adaptive, neuro fuzzy interference system. So these are the five systems now that are being used in the food industry, even in the health sector, nutrition sector. Then coming to it's applic simpler way how it is being used now. A minute. One is, yeah, machine which that learns from the data. That means to say we are supposed to feed the data. One trial what we are doing now, we are feeding the fat content of the chips of almost to 1000 samples, because this the number of repetitions or number of replications will give it a very very clear differentiation, and based on that it will assess that which is the quality one. But ultimately data or the photographs or the images have to be fed by us. So that's what this is, the machine which learns from data and makes the decision. Then also it includes the machine learning part, including the deep learning, which go into depther and depther. Then applied, particularly this AI or generative AI is being now, it's a newer version compared to the earlier. That is when it was introduced in 2020-21. So compared to that, presently we are using generative idea because AI, which generates the ideas. If you give 2-3 key points, it will give you more than 100 points. Okay, so it's being applied in the now in the healthcare as well as the food industry, agriculture, mainly in the precision agriculture as well as the precision nutrition it's being used. Then also mainly this AI is helpful in making recognition. That means to say it makes the a different a patterned recognition and also the scale beyond the human can think of. So that is the advantage or the scope of the AI at present. Then coming to the AI where all we can use, one is recipe development. So generative AI mainly it generates personalized recipes, tailor-made recipes, and also these tailored recipes are required for maybe the particular nutrient density or maybe the dietary choices of an individual. So that's why it can be used in the recipe formulation. So already it's happening, and many researchers are working in this area, particularly Indian Institute of Science also working this particular aspect. Then coming to the second one, diet plans. Yeah, we all remember how we learned food science, nutrition, that to diet therapy courses. We used to sit with a NIN book or food composition table. We used to compute each and every nutrient. But now, if you feed that data once, already it's available now in the market. So it creates individualized meal plans, and from even for a healthy lifestyle or for particular health conditions. So it can be used in the diet plans. And product development, so it will design if you feed a particular ingredient. For example, if you want to make a bread, so you'll be feeding the maida or refined wheat flour or wheat flour, whatever you want to feed, then sugar, fat, then yeast, milk or milk solids, water. Then if you want some nuts, something you can. So this is a basic formula it is having. Then you are supposed to put the steps already being introduced in that. I'll be showing the pictures also. It will give you the same bread with a different combination. You are going to give only one formula, but it will show you more than 10 formulas, how bread can be done, how it can be molded, how ingredient variation can be done. Okay, so and also, for example, we are using this generative AI in the form of ChatGPT, and also this is one of the assistant, nutritional assistant, which is being used in the health sector as a dietitians. They are using this. Then coming to AI in food and nutrition, mainly to produce safer foods, and also incidences which are occurring with the food poisoning, for example, or spoilage of food. So that is because globally, no say uh, there is a demand for safe food now. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Please
Srishti,
mute
can you mute
yourself.
shutters?
Dr. Usha is presenting. Participants, please mute yourself.
Yeah. To make a safer food for the world, it's being used as a one of the safety tool. Then lifestyle diseases. So you might have seen already people wearing the gadgets or wearable devices, which are again AI based one, to assess their pulse rate they are using, their steps they're counting using the tools already. Then also there is a growing needs in the nutrition field, dietetic field, even in the food science field for the personalized precision nutrition. So that's why it's must now. Then which can analyze vast food and nutrition data sets efficiently. Based on that, it will give us the route, or it will give us the path how we can change our directions of maybe meal planning, maybe conceptualizing the newer products. So this will bridge the gap between the nutrition science as well as individualistic applications. So yeah, in food product development, here I have taken 5 to 6 industries. I'll just make it a very short one. So one is, AI, it's already being used in the industry. That's what such, examples only I have taken. So it's being used in the dairy industry. Mainly the tool or the technique or the method is time delay neural network system they are using. And it's all because why this is being used, because it predicts the processing aspects of milk-based products like cheese. Mainly temperature is set here, and that set temperature how cheese maintains its quality. So this is a multi-layered perception model. So this model is being used in Switzerland now, because they are the leading milk based producers. Then here, not only that, robots are being used for milking. That system is called as automated milking system tag. So it will be attached to udder of the cows or the buffaloes, and it collects the milk. So already 28,600 robots are developed annually and being used in the dairy industry. Similarly, even in the radial basis as well as multi-layer regression analysis, they are being used to predict the processing of the milk-based products like a cheese, even paneer. Okay, to monitor pH and spore count, particularly in the fermented dairy products, then mold count to have a safety. Similarly, CVS, that is a computer vision system. So that is being used as an inspection eye. Okay, it's an automated inspection system used in the again in the processing industry, dairy processing industry, particularly to have a eye on the size of the crystals, fat crystals, then texture of the cheese, for example. Then is there any browning happening in the cheese over the ripening? So these are being used based on the pixels, which are being counted, and all based on the algorithms. And also physiology system is being used based on the to assess the to monitor the temperature on the real time basis. And internet of things are also being used as an integration, which will enable the precision alarming or focusing, or to give us the system that yes, this cheese is getting ripened properly, or at this particular temperature it will get ripened. Or for example, milk, yes, it is curdling at this particular temperature, at this particular humidity with a microbial count. So that's why these are the four systems are being used in the dairy industry. Then coming to the bakery industry, we also always say now, no staples like rice, wheat, roti, fulka, chapatis, rice are being used. But now for younger generation, bread, buns, pizza bases are their breakfast, their staples. That's why now many tools are being used in the bakery industries also. So mainly here, AI is used as a ACS system, that is AI powered automated control system. So mainly this focuses on rheological properties of the dough, which is one of the important aspect in either in the cake making for the batter, dough for bread and cookies making, or pizza bases or burger making. So there it's being already used. Then proofing time, to set the proofing time and to moderate the proofing time, and rise in the dough of the bread or buns, whatever it is. Then control of the temperature, humidity, as well as the weight of the previous product, that is before proofing, after baking, after cooling. So that's being monitored in the bread making. So the AI is involved in dough mixing, proofing, baking, using the computer vision system. It inspects whether it's baked properly or not baked properly or underbaked. Then even it helps in the packing also. Mainly it works in the principles of sensors. So these sensors will monitor the, for example, lifting the force, for example, then acidity it will measure, then foaming stability in case of beating of the eggs, then proofing temperature, mainly sensors are used. Then expert system, it has got an expert system mainly to assess the quality parameters of the raw material, which will be evaluated automatically. Then it will adjust. That's what I said in the beginning. For product formulation, if you are giving one set of raw materials, it will give you 10 types of bread making. So flours, it will adjust the flour, it will adjust the dough, sourness of the dough, properties, it will give us the indication based on the databases as well as the knowledge base. Then computer vision will be focusing on loaf size, dough porosity to determine the overall quality or the grade of the bread. And at the last, it is also being involved now to assess the bread quality using the sensors, which will convert the food property responses into a electrical signals. So this can be happened either online or offline modes, which will support the real-time analysis of the bread making. It's a completely automated system. Only thing is we have to see just one person is required just to have the observation how the system is happening. Then coming to the AI, which is being used in the beverage industry, starting with the wine and beer, including coffee, tea, soft drinks, and milk. Okay, so here also computer vision system is only the main aspect, because for evaluation of the color of the wine, even the beer, turbidity as well as the foam, volume, clarity, it will be assessed. Then we also have artificial neural networks, which works like our brain network. Okay, our neural network. Okay, they will detect the alcohol content, whether it has higher alcohol or lesser alcohol. If you produce, just give one tray of grapes, it will just assess what is the quality of grapes, because they have a sensors now. Just pen like probes are being used to assess the wine content in the grapes itself. It's a non-destructive method it's being used. Okay, and also fatty acids are being used in these food formulations. Then mainly image analysis, which will identify the defective grapes, whether it can be used or not. Okay, even before harvesting, people are using this. Then coming to the tea and coffee, so the electronic nose, which is being used in the coffee board of the Bangalore, so it gives the more than 94% accuracy, like a human taste, human flavor, how we perceive the flavor. Similarly, this gas sensors are assessing the coffee quality. Then radial basis functions, that is artificial neural network, which classifies the roasting level of the coffees it's doing. Then also electronic tongue, again it's a AI based tongue. It will detect the saltiness in the coffee, sourness in the coffee, bitterness in the coffee. So pulse altimetric e-tongue, which identifies TAs as well as the varieties of tea. So these are being used at present. Coming to the same thing in the milk and other beverage industries. So it's nothing but deep convolutional neural network system. This is nothing but it will have a multi-layered data. Based on that, it will have here only I have just given nutritional content, but multi-layered feeding has to be taken place from the bottled images. Then it will assess. Then we have different models here. These models will detect the adulteration in milk. And coming to the accuracy, it meets almost 70% of the accuracy of the adulterants, which are when we do it in the lab manually. Then also we have a physiology system, that is again a neural network system. It's an architecture for incremental supervised learning. That means to say, in this particular system, AI will learn from the repeated data, mainly if you want to identify water content in the milk. Okay, but you are supposed to feed at least 100 samples. Then it will understand, it will remember. Whenever you need, after 1 month or 1 year, if you need read, subject your milk sample to the same system, it will recollect that memory and it will say, this particular milk sample has got 20% water adulteration or 10% water adulteration. And this particular system, fuzzy system, gives almost 100% accurate data, and currently it's being used by the honey board to assess the antioxidant content in the honey. So I know Internet of Things as well as the wireless sensors are also being used to assess the freshness in the milk as well as temperature to maintain the curdling of the milk because of the variation in the temperature. Similarly, it's being used in the fruits and vegetable industry. So apple maturation is being used, and segregation of apples based on the color, based on the size, based on the shape, and the accuracy is more than 96%. Then also used in the mango grading, weekly around 7 to 8 times it's being used now. Then potato sorting, as well as in the grape compactness before harvesting the grapes from the tree itself or the creeper itself. So there are small handheld, detectors, AI detectors, which will just, if you just scan it on the system, bunch of the grapes, it will say this particular bunch is ready for harvest. This is not ready for harvest based on the color, it sorts. Then also it is being used in avocado maturity as well as a banana ripeness. And in almost all these fruits and vegetable industry, it's giving more than 75% accuracy. Here you can see I have just given the photographs. One is it's a sorting. The first picture is sorting the fruits based on the size, based on the color. Second one is purely apples which are being segregated based on the colors here. Then the maturity index for avocado, and here also ripeness as well as a maturity index using your mobile app. Okay, you can assess it. Then AI sensors and their integration. So there are mainly at present in the field of food science and nutrition. These four are being used. One is electronic nose, already I have discussed. This will have a list of or array of chemical sensors which will create unforgettable memories or fingerprint of the odors or the gases, which uses the artificial neural network. Okay, these are the patterns which will be recognized, and based on that it can be used to assess the meat quality, for example meat spoilage, okay, or coffee acidity or freshness of the coffee. The accuracy I have just given there, only I have just listed up to 94 to 97% accuracy, but nothing can replace the human being. Okay, each human is unique, so each human sensory organs or appeal are totally different than our own kin and kith. That's why whatever AI is doing, but it can't replace the human being, particularly in the sensory, parameters. Then e-tongue. So it will have 7 sensors. Okay. They will identify the organic compounds as well as the inorganic compounds, whatever liquid you are giving. And it will detect the saltiness as well as the bitterness, sourness, or the sweetness in the coffee or tea. And it is mainly applied to tea grading, coffee grading, honey grading, liquor grading, as well as in the milk adulteration. So the accuracy goes from 95 to 100% accurate results we are getting. Then a computer vision system, mainly it will have multi-pixel cameras and lighting. Followed by that, it will have a chip with a software. So this will extract the shape, color, defects, sizes, 2D, 3D images. Then it is applied in the ripeness measurement, detection of the ripeness or spoilage in the products or in the foods or in the vegetables or in the grains also. Then it will also be used in the sorting as well as grading. Accuracy almost 88 to 99%. Similarly, near infrared spectroscopy, we are already using in most of the analysis. Most of the institutions are having this. Here, for this particularly, no chemicals are required, and it's a non-destructive. And this NIRF is being used in the grading and export products. They are being used. Mainly it detects on the basis of carbon to hydrogen, carbon to oxygen, or nitrogen to hydrogen. Based on that, it will do the profiling of amino acids, fatty acids, and freshness of the products. So here I am presenting you 4 systems. One, we have an electronic nose as well as an electronic tongue. You are supposed to feed the sample, then it will taste and it will give you the saltness, bitterness, and all. The data will be presented to the system, attached to that. Then computer vision system to assess the staleness of the meat, even spoilage of the fruits, vegetables. These are, now I want to bring you to your notice that new generation refrigerators, they have a chip attached, a AI chip attached to the refrigerators. They are the new trends now. I think almost 6 months back, they are into the market in Bangalore now. Then infrared spectroscopy, which can be used to assess the quality of the foods. Then AI and 3D printing. So it works in a different principles than the previous slides. Mainly CAD design is must for this. So here we have to create a food model using the CAD software. Then we have to describe what kind of biscuit I want, what kind of cake I want. That data I have to print and just feed the ingredients. It will print and give you. So it will have a system which is in printable structure model. Then slicing software are also there. So they will convert all, files into a G codes. It will have a sets of nozzles, which will have a temperature monitor, control over this, its height, the particularly height of the here you can see the burger, which is being now nozzled with the fillings. So then it will do the this filling with the robotic arms. Then it will start printing on that. So here is the 03 figure. So layers of food material like a chocolate and the sugars, it's just pouring. If you want to give your face, already stencils are being used in the bakery industry. But here it will take the raw materials, make the product, and it will feed it to the, it will give the three-dimensional picture or appearance to the product. So it can be called as robotic extrusion, you can call it, or UV curve, curing also you can call it. And AI evaluates the final product after doing this. It will also evaluate for its geometry, its texture, its nutrients compliance. That is the specialty of 3D printing, use of 3D AI in 3D printing. Then also coming to the food safety line, it ensures food which is free from biological, chemical, and physical contamination. So mainly wherever in the godowns, for example, government godowns. Now, if immediately after opening the godown after 1 month lockdown, so we are not supposed to enter such godowns because too much of greenhouse gases are being produced. Then methane is produced, carbon dioxide is produced, carbon monoxide is produced. That's why in those areas, so now organizations are using AI tools to detect the temperature as well as the humidity in those areas, then guaranteeing that food is safe for human consumption and ensuring the foods are being produced hygienically, stored in a condition where it is hygienically or hermetically sealed as well as packed. And also it is being used to comply with the regulatory rules and regulations. So it can be used from farm to fork. Then AI in food safety, mainly computer vision system is used to detect damages, spoilages and all. Sensors to monitor the temperature, flavor, humidity, hygiene conditions. Machine learning to predict the contamination and so that we can assess the risk. Then we can take the corrective measures. For example, tomato, one lot of tomato is fed to, kept in the refrigerator. So if you just take a pen like sensors, it will just, if you scan it on that, it will say, among 10 tomatoes, if you are having, so two tomatoes of different color, it will say it's not matured completely. Or it is, it got contaminated with, whatever microbial, unwanted pathogenic microorganisms. So that is possible from the machine learning. Then neural network tools or the programs, these will scan the supplier records. So who supplied the raw material, how they processed it, how they packed, how they labeled. It is also used in the audits. It is also used in the recalling of the products based on the databases. So how it tests in the food sector, so mainly it takes the spectral imaging. That's what I said you, it need, if you feed more figures of the same potato chips, for example, so it will have a better clarity. That's why spectral imagining is important. Imaging is important. So based on this, it will detect the chemical composition without even the physical sample. Okay, then smarter sensors, they will give you a real-time monitoring of the food quality parameters. Then non-destructive way, it will handle the product and no wastage of food. That's another beautiful aspect of the AI in the food processing, food storage, transportation. So it will give you signals that this pod is going to spoil very soon. It has got 3 days shelf life, 4 days shelf life. So you are supposed to exhaust it first. Then hyperspectral plus AI hybrid model. It's a system now for pathogenic detection. So here you can see, you will, scientists or the companies will provide the input with the help of sensors and image data. Then this will process the complete food processing as a model. Then it will detect the risk. Then automated action also it will suggest. Okay. Then AI in food safety, there are always, every technology has got its own pros and cons. Similarly, even in the food industry, it is helpful in faster detection of real-time data. It will give the alerts, high accuracy and reduces human errors. Then prediction, or it predicts the contamination very fast and before it happens. So that's how it makes us to alert and we can take a corrective measure. Then scalable, these particular AI tools in the food safety can be scalable and can be used in the large operations. Coming to disadvantages, it's a novel technology. So it's a high implementation cost is involved. And also it requires a large set of clean data. Okay. So then also technical complexity, because most of us doesn't understand what is this AI. AI. And in fact, I want to tell you, friends, there are young friends here in the audience. Okay. So even we doesn't know how to use mobile completely. Probably we are using 78, apps in the mobile. So AI is still much advanced than the computer science. So that's why technical complexity will be the one of the issue. So skilled staff members are needed in any aspect, any industry, any sector. So risk of false positives or negatives may also arise. That is overthinking of the computer system. Then AI in nutrition screening and diagnostics. Yes, it is already being used. So mainly, it identifies malnutrition without taking a blood sample. Okay, that's the beauty of this one, particularly iron deficiency and anemia, for example. Then also it detects the obesity, then micronutrient deficiencies, then enables early intervention before the condition worsens in the patients. Then AI analyzes dietary pattern of an individual. If you feed their diet history, it will analyze, then it will give you suitable modifications. But biometrics are must here, lab reports are must. Okay. Then population level screening at low cost can be done using AI models. Then in disease diagnostics, mainly it predicts the risks using the dietary habits and glucose-based data, even pulse, oxygen level-based data. Then blood parameter-based data it will assess. Then lifestyle pattern also it will assess. Then flags the cardiovascular risks from the nutritional intake. That means to say this is one of the beautiful thing where I'm interested. It will make you alert every meal you are having. Okay, Usha, you are having so much of calorie. But I'm supposed to have that wearable device with me. It will make alertness in me. So I have to stop my eating if I have to bother about my heart. So also it will give us the indication for activity level. You have not walked 1,000 steps at least today. Okay, so there are models which will, PMI trends as well as identifies early stage obesity, so that doctors or the health professionals can take a corrective measure in the initial stages itself. So in case of disease prevention, so early detection, already I have told you it's one of the best part of the AI. So based on the lifestyle data as well as the variable sensors, we can, provide, preservative dietary plans, and we can ask them to go with the lifestyle modifications. Even doctors can minimize the, drug prescription. So personalized risk scores are updated in the real time. So it is giving for the youngsters base for have their own startups for individualized nutrition. Okay, predictive alerts to be, which will be sent to the patients as well as to the clinicians as a bell. Okay, then continuous learning from new patients, because it will have a newer data every time. So based on that, it will improve, and it will improve its accuracy, and it will give us with a justification, how the old patient and new patients are different. and what the dietitians have to think and prescribe the diet in future. Then real-time world AI nutrition applications. Yes, it's being used in the glucose monitoring, heart monitoring, BP monitoring, even kidney function monitoring, for example, weight monitoring. Okay, this is the platform. As a trackers we are using. Then snap of a photo. Okay, if you just upload the photo of your face, it will tell you too many stories about you. That is the advancement now. Then it will get instant, micronutrient recommendation if you want for a patient, or macronutrients, whatever it is. Not only that, with the diet bot, it will give you nutritional feedback also. Then it will give you 24 into 7 personalized dietary guidelines using the Noom AI, ChatGPT and all. Then hospital AI system for patient nutrition, monitoring as well as planning. Not only that, now we have a nuclear family system. There are no one to take care of the elder patients if they are in the palliative care. So there now there are robots, which will have its family members' voice, it will express their family members emotions. That's how it keeps the elders thinking that they are talking to their son, daughter, or grandchildren. So that's advancement happening. It's somehow for the people who are not able to be with their parents, maybe in abroad if they are there, so they can use these kind of AIs now. In case of nutrient assessment, so it will measure the individual intake of calories, protein, fat, and almost all the nutrients, evaluates the dietary adequacies against the RDA, and also identifies the gaps, and it will express the intake. So you have eaten less fiber in this particular week. Next week, you are supposed to highlight your fiber intake rather than the fat or carbohydrate. That's how it will give the alertness now. Then tracking changes over time to support the health goals. So, Usha, last week you have traveled too much. So, this month is for you to relax. So, that kind of signals it started giving. And then traditional versus AI-based nutrient assessment. So we all know traditionally we used to go personally, we used to visit households in the community nutrition course, 24 hours recall method we used to follow. But truly, friends, if you ask me, I remember only yesterday's meal, whatever I had. It's so difficult to remember day for yesterday's meal. So that's one tough, aspect we had in dietary, 24 hours recall method. So then you forget about 7 days dietary recall method. So then manual data entry used to commit many mistakes. Then portion size estimation used to be little here and there. Then labor intensive analysis we used to do, but now with the AI, so image recognition from the food photos itself, then automatic tracking, no manual inputs here. Then variable gadgets or the tools or the sensors for continuous data. Then near perfect portion estimation, then real-time nutrient breakdown it will give us. Then the techniques which we can use in the nutrient analysis, like image recognition, this already we are using in the RSM. I think many institutions are using for PhD students research now. Even master students are also using. So for color estimation or maturity or storage studies, we are using this. So photograph based meals as photograph meals you are supposed to feed, then it will recognize that, it will identify what food it is, then based on those photographs it will give us what nutrients it's having. Okay, then variable sensors, so continuous glucose hydration or whatever it is tracking. Then apps for analyzing diet history of the patients or then individuals, flagging nutritional gaps. Okay, then NLP models which pose for food labels as well as the restaurant menus automatically. Now many 5-star hotels are going with this kind of technology now. Accuracy of AI nutrient assessment. So AI significantly reduces the recall biases because in most of the departmental stores, if the product is not sold in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, they are supposed to take it back. It's a recall. Sometimes there is some problem with the production, particular batch production. It becomes so difficult for the industry to recall that particular batch. So there they are using the AI tools. Then also can estimate nutrient content from the images with a higher precision than here, validation, particularly with reference to clinical studies against the gold standard dietary assessment, it is perfectly possible from the AI. then continuous improvement for large training databases. So that's how it is so accurate in the nutrient assessment. And also, can we use these AI tools for the awareness? Because most of the home scientists are one or the other way we are going to community. Okay, that's how our program is called as community sciences. Okay, so for awareness creation, mainly for educating the people about the healthy eating choices or adulteration or shelf life, or packaging, processing techniques. So even to change their habits, food habits. Okay, we can use that. Then individuals, to make the individuals to understand the food label, portion size, and nutrients which are there in them. There also we can use, because these will have both verbal and non-verbal signals or sensors we can use here. Then we can bridge the gap of nutritional science into everybody's or everyday's decision making. That means to say, nutrition science can be made into a simple science for day-to-day homemakers also. Then AI can make this accessible, personalized, as well as available for 24 by 7. Then the tools which are used in the nutrition awareness, chatbots are the one which are being used now. So, but still there are conversational AIs are already they have some set of answers based on our questions. They will give us the answers. They will, based on that question and answer, it will build the meal plans, for example, and it will give you instantly. Okay, also it's being used like mobile apps. These are for personalized nudges and meal loggings, as well as real-time dietary feedback on our phones itself. Then smart diet planners. So for younger generation, they are as such smart children. So they can be the smart diet planners. So AI generated weekly plans, which can be adapted based on the preferences, health goals, as well as restrictions of an individual. So we can go with the smart planners, because it captures worldwide data in no time. Then personalized nutrition via AI. Yes, diet plans already I said, based on the age, gender, metabolic conditions. Okay, then it adapts to the health conditions like whatever intolerances we have. Lifestyle factors like a sleep pattern, stress of an individual, even activity level can be incorporated into it. And we can say that AI to console the person who is in the stress, for example. Okay, then plans which will evolve as a health data, which is updated over time in time. Then generative AI for future foods. Yes, it is for creation of novel foods. Yesterday, I had a talk with the IIT Tirupati. So I just spoke to the scientists that let us plan for foods which are, designer foods for vitamin D. That's a major health concern arising in countries like India. Okay, where we have ample of sunlight, but problem is not getting exposed. Okay, so such kind of novel recipes can be optimized for nutrients, taste, texture with the available ingredients itself. Then also meal plans, yes, personalized weekly menus, balancing the health, budget, even the preferences of an individual. Then functional foods, yes, AI designed ingredients and formulations targeting the specific health outcomes. So in these three ways, we can use the generative AI. So it will make it as a sustainable food system by reducing the food wastage, as well as optimizing the storage space, storage conditions, transportation conditions, and it will improve in the supply chain management. That is nothing but a smarter logistics and distribution. Then it will also give us the data on the demands, so predicts the correct demands of the market. So that means to say, for the farmers, it can give a signal that no question of overproduction, no question of dumping on the road. That's what it will help in the overproduction and shortages also. Then it supports the development of the plant-based and alternative proteins. That's a concern now. Okay, so I think now it's a protein mania. Then it is helpful in the designing the nutrient foods with by analyzing the thousands of ingredient and give the combination of them and optimal nutrition. Designs foods enriched with the vitamins, minerals, bioactive compounds, and also it simulates, give you the data of simulation, particularly for bioavailability of nutrients before the physical examination or before the physical planning and production of the product. Okay, then improves the public health at a scale, which is very difficult for the population to conduct now. So based on the mass market, it will give you the data. Then generative AI in food design pipeline, mainly it will help in these lines like a data ingestion, then modeling of the processing in AI, then it will design the foods, then give you the predictive data, either accessibility or availability based on the lab data, previous data we are supposed to give. Then it will also help in the production, okay, post-production, pre-production, to avoid the shortages and wastages. Yes, all these, I think more than 25 minutes I have spoken about advantages. Let us see the future challenges as well as future outlook of the AI. Yes, there are n number of advantages like accurate, reliable, and noise tolerant, and evaluation cost, as well as real time monitoring, and many things, energy, time, safety. Yes, these are all the advantages, but there are limitations. That is artificial neural network, which acts as a black box. It's difficult to explain to common people or the workers who are there in the institutions or in the industry. Then it is a expert system which are expensive to build. Then these particularly AI based gadgets are very difficult. Then food licensing cannot be generalized for these AI generated foods. Then even ANFIS, that is a mainly adaptive neurophagy interference system. So here multi-layer data is being used because it will it will think like a human reasoning. Okay, but that is very difficult to bring in that particular understanding. Then high computational cost and complex modules are the difficulties, or the limitations of the AI, and data availability and quality challenges are still persist there. Then future outlook with the AI is already we have IR4, that is a smart factory integration with AI is happening. Then automated orchard harvestings are happening in the robot using the robots. Then AI guided 3D food printing at scale already. So pilot type, it's already got over. Predictive packaging and expiry detection is in the pipeline. This is a future outlook where AI can work. Then AI powered, AI waste, food waste management or elimination can be taken care. Then global food security via Bayesian network we can work for. So coming to that, challenges I want to give you here is data privacy. Yes, I want to give you one small example here. Last week, my husband had a talk. He's a doctor. He had a talk with one of his friends who got retired. Both of them have just discussed about their pension amount, whatever they got, and they wanted to invest somewhere. So immediately after their discussion, within 30 seconds, my husband got a messages in his Google, and his friend's mobile number was tracked. So this is a problem with the AI. So that's why the data privacy is one of the challenges now. Days are not far ahead. Probably there may be there will be a protective systems for that. Then biases in AI. Yes, naturally, we being a human subjects, we have so much biases, and data is being fed by us only. Naturally, it will have the data which we being fed by the human beings will have a slight biases because models trained on limited demographic may be not generalized. Then high implementation cost, that's the one important thing. Then lack of awareness and trust among the consumers and health professionals to use them. Then regulatory concerns, that's what I said in the previous slide also. We don't know how regulatory guidelines need to be set on this particular area. And for generation, whatever the recommendations AI is giving for meal planning, dietary values or nutrient analysis or recommendation for the particular disease condition, whether to go with that, recommendation or not. because always used to refer with an in book or ICMR guidelines. But here, these data has to be subjected and deliberated, before using it. Coming to conclusion, so AI can be used. It's a transforming technology which can be used in like any other fields like a food and nutrition and dietetics. So mainly for faster, more accurate, contamination-free products. Then, for early detection, and that's how we can provide the nutritional, that to personalized nutrition. Through diet, we can minimize the risk of the incidences or diseases, infestations or infections. Then sustainability, yes, it can be used to use as one of the tool for reduced food wastage, smarter supply chain can be done. Then future, yes, we can go with a fully personalized AI designed nutrient-dense foods. So coming to my short conclusion, yes, it can be used for quality and safety assured foods, then using the real-time monitoring system. Then we can go with the data which is sensor integrated data. Then it can contribute for global food security as well as automation and robotics. So that's why it has become a indispensable technology across the entire food chain value chain. So from smart milking robots to the bread making to the transportation, like storage studies, sensory evaluation using like a electronic nose detecting the adulteration, then computer vision grading system like that. So they will deliver accurate, speedy product as well as a cost saving unmatched by the traditional method. So this is all about the information which I wanted to share with you. I have a small video here, you can just go through.
Buys real-time data from sensors in production. Next, let's concentrate on this one. There's now. Checking the blood temperature. By simulating health. But
Yeah. So with this, I'll just stop my presentation. Thank you so much for patient hearing.